Hi, and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, I've come back on because I've just been reading something online which I can't quite believe, and there's been absolutely zero about this in the media. Zero about it in the media. Now, what I've just been reading is Denmark, and thank God there's a country out there that's giving us a beacon of hope. Denmark have just rejected something called the Epidemic law. Now, there's been nothing at all in the media whatsoever about this. Denmark has been protesting for the past 9 days over this law. Now, what they were trying to do, and they were trying to bring in one of the most draconian pieces of legislation I have had the misfortune of reading, and I'm going to read you some of it in a minute. But I just want to say before we do, I'd like to applaud the medical community, you know, the medical health authorities in Denmark and the humanitarian people in Denmark who have stood up en masse and rejected this, and the people have stood with them, and the government have backed down, okay? Now, I'm just going to go over to the internet and read you what I've just been reading on this law, okay? Because it's just unbelievable. So, I'll just turn the music down a little bit. So, basically, this law, okay? Now, I'm going to read you what some of the propositions were on this law, okay? Now, and I quote, people infected with dangerous diseases, so not specifically COVID-19, any dangerous disease, can be forcibly given a medical examination, hospitalised, treated and placed in isolation. The Danish Health Authority would be able to define groups of people who must be vaccinated in order to contain and eliminate a dangerous disease. Again, not specifically COVID-19. People who refuse the above can in some situations be coerced through physical detainment, with the police allowed to assist. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, is this East Germany? Yeah? Is this going to be enforced by the Stasi? I mean, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. What kind of draconian law is this? Okay, and this is what they were trying to do to the Danish people. And thankfully, the Danish people have stood up en masse with their health authority and have said, no way is this going to go through. And, you know, this, and people wonder why I'm concerned when there are things like this going on, because you mark my words, they're going to try and do this here as well. And this is all being brought in, as I said, under the guise of all these lockdown rules. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And if you think that this can't get any worse, let me read you this. A further criticism of the proposed law is that it could force businesses and organisations to hand over information about staff and members to the authorities, such as information regarding an individual's movements. I mean, this is unbelievable, and this is what I'm talking about, and people wonder why I'm concerned when things like this are going on. I mean, this is just way beyond, and this is way beyond health. This is a police state, what they were trying to enforce, okay? And the medical community, as I said, thankfully have stood up against this. And a lady called Camilla Rathke, I believe, I forgive the pronunciation if it's wrong, but she is the head of the Danish Medical Association. And she said, we think these are regulations that go too far and ought to be changed, adding that such power in the hands of the authorities could feel as though it was overstepping boundaries for individual patients. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, this is unbelievable that in a European country, you know, that's just over the water, that they were trying to enforce this kind of a law, okay? And we in the UK and also in the Republic of Ireland, all of us in the home nations and the Republic, we all need to keep our eyes out for this, because they're going to be trying to do this to us, okay? Because don't think they won't, okay? Because I guarantee you there'll be some form of this that they try and put through here, okay? And we need to watch out for this, okay? Because this is just unbelievable. Unbelievable that this is basically what they were trying to pass in Denmark, okay? And I've only found a couple of clips online because, as I said, the media you've not heard about anything to do with this in the media because they don't want you to know about it, okay? But this is why Arno TV's here, to bring you this kind of information, okay? So the only two clips that I've come across on this, I'm just going to turn the music down, okay? Just going to turn the music down. I've only come across two clips of this on YouTube, and as always, I'll leave the link in the description so you can go look at the sources yourself. There's only two bits of information I can find on this on the internet. Okay, I'm not going to play the whole clips, but I'm just going to give you a brief show of what's been going on. So they've been outside their government buildings for the last 9 days doing this. Banging pots and pans. Outside government buildings, people en masse, backed up by their health authority and their humanitarian people who stood up against this kind of tyranny, okay? And people wonder why I'm concerned when this is going on, okay? When this is going on. And this is going to be coming to us. You can guarantee it, that in some form they will try and put something like this through. So we need to keep an eye out for this, because this is a tyranny. It's a tyranny, and this is all in league and in step with things like what people like Schwab and his cronies over at the WEF are doing under the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Great Reset, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You know, so this is what's been going on in Denmark. Another example of this here. Okay, you can see there's a big torchlight protest going on. This is what's been going on in Denmark. So kudos to the Danish people. I applaud you, and everybody out there should applaud Denmark as well for standing up against this kind of tyranny, okay? So, you know, I just wanted to briefly come on and show you this, because I could not believe what I was reading when, you know, when I read that law, that what they were trying to do. I mean, talking about things like forcing employers to pass on information to the police and the authorities about your personal movements, okay? And it didn't specify the current virus, did it? It just said a disease, okay? So it could be any disease that they say, okay? You know, talking about detaining people who don't want to be vaccinated against a disease, okay? By force, coerced by force, assisted by the police. Now, do you understand why I'm telling people to start questioning things? Do you understand now why I am telling you to question things when there are things like this going on? Because we are being built an authoritarian state to live in that's going to be run by a dictatorship, that's going to be enforced by the police. Now, do you want to live in a society like that? Because trust me, we all need to start asking more questions. And these people that are running our countries need to answer some serious questions about things like this, okay? So that's all I've got to say. It's late in the evening. I just thought I'd come on as soon as I saw this and let you know about it, because you might not see this in the mainstream media, but this is what Arno TV is here for, to bring you this kind of information. And as always, I'll leave the sources in the link in the description so you can go look at them yourself. But for now, I want everyone to take care under these lockdowns. Take care of yourself, your friends, your family, check in on people, because people's mental health is taking a light battering in all this. But for now, I'll bid you good night. You take care. Till next time, stay rock and roll.